guys, welcome to V's Corner. Decided to talk about everything. Tell you my story, show you what I've done to overcome all the things that I've gone through in my life. And I think that I have a lot to share with you guys. Why do you want to hear my story? If you've been in an abusive relationship, if you've had to move from one country to another, and you've got more than one baby daddy, drug abuse, drug addiction, just trying to get by as a single mom, then why not listen to me? I got so much to share with you. I have so much that I can help out with, that I'm so sure that just listening to my story will help. Here, I'm in Chile now, but I was raised in the United States, so I went from leaving Chile during a military dictatorship to being back in Chile after a whole life in the United States. So it's actually pretty interesting, and I really hope you guys watch. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down pretty much, like just summarize, so that way each video we can break it down into and be more specific and explain. So, I was born in 1974 during a military dictatorship, like I said, un golpe de Estado. And I was born to Alicia Juan Carlos. They were taken from, they were sent from as political, for political asylum to the United States. And there in the United States, we were received by a church, I believe, and little by little, my mom went getting into the society, learning to work, both of them learning English, little by little, getting by. I learned how to speak English and Spanish at the same time. So, and I grew up in a really nice, quiet place, Carroll Stream. I'm still friends with on Facebook with my best friend from there, and I've had, like, it was like the most innocent life part of my life that I can remember. Then we moved to California when I was around 13. When I was around 13, we moved to California because my dad, he finished, he graduated college, and he got a diploma, so as an artist, I think a commercial artist, I think it was, and he decided to move to California, so we all had to, but he went first. He organized everything, and then when we got there with my sister and my mom, it was like a whole new world, like just different. I mean, still we moved to like the beach right away. My first school was like all white, only Latina. I think I was like the only Latina. Yeah. No, I wasn't the only Latina. There was more. There was Latinas and blacks, but there was more white people there. Sorry, not being trying to be offensive or anything. And then after that, I remember, I think we lasted I don't remember lasting very long living there. Then I went to Mount Vernon, and that was straight culture shock. People speaking Spanish. I mean, typical the movies that they show with the guy with the stereo. Yeah. So yeah. Entonces after that, I remember we moved to Lancaster. Actually, my fault. We moved to Lancaster because I followed a boyfriend, my first baby daddy. It's my daughter was born. So I had my first child when I was 18. I did graduate high school. I fell in love with my high school sweetheart. I guess high school sweetheart. I mean, because I was in high school. He was older than me, but that story is also very tragic. I mean, tragic, and isn't because a high school teenager shouldn't have to go through that kind of a toxic relationship. So I'll get into that later. Then after that, I met my second and third child's father, and there we were still in Cali, then Lancaster, I think, Palmdale, and that's where my drug addiction started too. So that's a whole big piece of my life too that we're gonna go. After that, I got deeper into the drug addiction, and I met another guy, fell in love with my drug dealer. I fell in love with everybody. That's another. I fell in love with my drug dealer and got pregnant and had a baby. And in between there, in between that drug dealer, I had a relationship where I gave up a baby for adoption also. So that's in there too. Um, 5 pregnancies, 4 children, and I ended up uh, moving to Vegas. In Vegas, it was a whole other world too. That's where my drug addiction really got strong. Um, and where I ruined everything. I pretty much ruined my life there because I made the wrong decisions. I ended up going to prison. I did time. And then I ended up getting deported. Totally deported out of this country. Out of that country. and and then ahora in Chile. And in Chile it was like another whole whirlwind because they deported me without my children. I had to start over on my own, and then on top of starting over on my own, I had to get up and figure out how to get my kids with me. And time was passing, and years were passing, and I couldn't do anything about it. And it just my kids grew up without me. By the time I brought my 2 youngest to be with me, they were 16 and 12 already, and it's like they were already raised by my parents. So it's like by then it was like I feel like I just lost so much, and it took me a while to come back. But I know I can, and I know I am, and there's so many things that I want to do. So, like I said, if you have problems with drug addiction, or if you've been in an abusive relationship, more than one baby daddy, just trying to get by as a single mom, just trying to survive through all kinds of stuff that's going on in your life, just listen. My next video is going to be about how I left Chile when I was born to get to the United States with my family, and how I started um, my first memories of my life. That I mean, there's still some stuff that in there. It's kind of scandalous. So I really hope you guys watch and subscribe. So tell me what you think.